Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. For those of you guys who have been with me before, then you already know I am Candy Sincerity Johnson. My partner in life and my partner in business is actually downstairs in a different part of the house. Perhaps if I see her pop on the video, I can bring her on. However, this video today is going to be very short, very simple, straight to the point. I wanted to address this video being the reaction to last night's video that Sean and I did on our other page, the Sincerity Johnson page. Sean, if you're in the comments, say something, say hello, say something, and I can bring you on. Not sure if you're watching, but I would love for you to join the video. If you're in the comments, Sean, let me say something in the comments and I can bring you on. Hey, Miss Felicia. Hey, everybody that's joining. Let me see if I can bring Sean on. Hold on, guys. It's still adding. So hopefully we cooking with grease, y'all. Hopefully we cooking with grease. Hey.
Hi,
Hi, beautiful. How you doing?
I am amazing.
Good, 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 good.
You caught
So
me down here in my secret lair.
in your secret what?
In my secret lair.
Come on, secret layer. So for those of you guys who have no idea, of course you already know I'm Candy Sincerity Johnson. This is Sean Johnson.
Hi, everybody.
All right, perfect. So what I was saying before you joined is, hey to all the best friends that's in the comments. Shout out to each and every one of our best friends. We love you guys. What I was saying on the video was that I titled this video Carmen's name and then apology video or reaction video because we started getting some comments in the video that we did yesterday on the Sincerity Johnson page. And, we take heed to the comments that we get, but more importantly, we listen and we value the opinions of the members of our community. So our best friends, when they say something, we listen. And it goes very far with us. And we don't take that lightly. We're not arrogant. We're not boastful. We're the kind of people where when you say something and we trust your word, we have to sit back and say, is there credibility in what's being said? So the overwhelming thing that started to be said after last night's video was a lot of people were like, I thought you guys were cool with Carmen, but this video was seeming a little bit messy and it's seeming a little bit different than what we're used to from you guys. And so I just wanted to address it, and I wanted to give you the opportunity to address it. And me and I also wanted to make sure the best friends knew exactly where we stood with everything. Is that fair?
Absolutely. That's very fair.
Is there anything that you want to say before I get started?
No, I will let you say what you're going to say, and then I'll chime in after because I don't want to, derail the direction that you have for what we were going to say. I know what we're going to say, but I just don't want to derail it at all.
Okay, perfect. So let me get started. So to answer everybody's question, they were asking, aren't you guys real cool with Carmen? Like, I thought you guys knew her and you guys did positive videos about the subject before, and we really valued the content. So to answer your questions, yes, we are cool with Carmen. We're cool with Carmen. We had a conversation yesterday with her and with Tae. And yesterday was our first time having an opportunity to speak with Tae. We've never met her in person, but from what we gather, we think she's an amazing person. No reason, she's never did anything to us. No reason to, have anything negative to say at all. And so what I will say is this. During our conversation with Carmen last night, Carmen said, listen, if you guys really want to grow your page, we were asking her, we said, well, what strategies would you say we should do to grow the page? Like, what do you think we should do? And she said, one of the things that I would suggest that you do is take a trending topic and put a different spin on it. She said, you guys are known all over for being non-biased. You're known for being professional. You guys are known for giving a different perspective and not being negative, not being messy, whatever, giving a different perspective on a controversial topic that people are talking about. So she was like what I think people would benefit from is they could learn a lot from hearing that side of you, right? Like we know that Candy does business coaching. We know Sean, has an online store. But aside from that, just hearing you guys talk about things, girl talk, etc., doing it, that kind of way may be beneficial. So after we got off of the phone with them, Sean and I said, look, ever since we did the last video, people have been inboxing us nonstop. They've been saying, what about this topic? What about that topic? When you talk to Carmen, ask her this, ask her, will she address that? And so what Sean and I literally did, and it took us literally about 2 hours, we got off of the phone with them and we sat down and we went through every inbox message that we had got on this particular topic that was related to our business. And we wrote down everything. We wrote down stuff that we agreed with. We wrote down stuff that we didn't agree with. We wrote down stuff we thought was messy. We wrote down stuff that we didn't think was messy. We wrote down good questions. We wrote down bad questions. We wrote down the questions.
Right.
And we made a list. And so Sean and I said, okay, we always give commentary. But wouldn't it go further if we just did a video where we just asked all the questions? She said, and even Sean said, because what's going to happen is people are going to go crazy in those questions. I mean, in the comments, not the questions. I'm sorry, I stand corrected. The comments. Sean said people are going to go crazy in the comments because one person is going to say what they think, another person is going to say what they think, and then in between, is the truth, right? And so that's what we decided to do. Right, wrong, or indifferent, that's what we decided to do. From our perspective, we thought it was just going to be a fun, engaging, lighthearted video. The comments seemed like it was going in that direction, but then at some point, people were like, oh, you guys are being messy and this and that. And I was like, that's not who we are, and that's not the perspective that we're coming from. Mm-mm. Did you want to add anything before I read what I typed as our statement?
My biggest thing is I just wanted to add that, at the end of the day, like Candy said, we are still cool with Carmen, and we would never do anything to hurt her or to defame her. We said in previous videos, yes, when you're cool with somebody, you don't necessarily agree with everything that they do. However, there's still a way to do it. And so, again, our intention was not to bash anybody. Our intention was not to be messy, because that's the reason why we didn't give any commentary. And honestly, we wouldn't have had any negative commentary to give anyway. But it was just a way to do stuff lightheartedly. Candy has an amazing sense of humor. If you've been around us for any period of time, y'all know, girl, Candy cuts up. And that was just her delivering the exact same information, just in a humorous way. And that's really what it was.
Yeah. No different than a part of the video where I was talking about Karina going down there unplugging the website. I was like, girl, why you unplug the website? But it was me taking a comical perspective to something that's very stressful to a lot of people. A lot of people are stressed out behind this. Anytime you got, people going to court, you got relationships and friendships that have gone left and stuff like that. Sometimes it's kind of like what my grandmother used to say back in the day. Sometimes you got to laugh to keep from crying. And that was my attempt to say, hey, let's laugh to keep from crying, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of us in the middle that love everybody and are not, you know what I mean? Nobody did anything to us. We've never talked to Karina to this day, which we said last night. We've never talked to Stephanie. We've never talked to anybody. So outside of the people who we personally have a relationship with, nobody has ever done anything to us. And so there's no side for us to choose. We're neutral. We're everything in the middle. And so Sean and I have always wanted to give different perspectives so that both sides can look at things from a different lens. But if that came off incorrectly, or if anybody connected to us as it relates to our best friends, if any of the best friends on my page or on the Sincerity Johnson page were offended, then that's specifically who we're speaking to.
Yes.
Because what this life has taught me is no matter how vulnerable you present yourself, no matter how much you own your mistakes, the people who are against you, they're going to find fault in anything that you say or do, okay? Absolutely. The people who are for you are going to give you grace, and the people who don't know you will judge based on what they see. So there's three people watching us. There's the people who love us, who know us, who have been around for a while. There's the people who don't like us automatically because who we've connected to or who, we've had a relationship with even prior to all of this happening. And then there's the people who are like, I don't know you, but I keep coming across your content because, of the topic. And so I literally don't know, and I'm just here to find out, right? So here's what I did. Now, what typically happens when stuff that's controversial go down in social media, not everybody do it, but we've seen a lot of people do it. What typically happens is people will throw a rock and then they'll hide their hand. Here's what I mean by that. Oftentimes you'll have people do reaction videos, bloggers, whatever. They'll have a perspective about a specific topic, thinking that that's how the masses are thinking as well. Thank you very, very much for the stars. Everybody who's giving stars, thank you for the stars.
Thank you.
So sometimes you'll have, somebody covering a specific topic, right? And so what happens is they'll think, okay, people are siding with this person. Let's talk about the La Truth situation, right? They'll think people are siding with this person, right? And then you'll have a group of people who get in the comments and they're like, no, it's the other way around. So then what happens is a lot of people who are doing reaction videos will get nervous and they'll delete the video. Sean and I are not like that. We're not wired like that. At the end of the day, we're not bloggers. We don't do blogs. We don't do whatever. We might occasionally do a reaction video, but at the end of the day, we're business owners. And as entrepreneurs, one of our core values is owning your mistakes. We've built our companies successfully by owning our mistakes. And so instead of us taking that video down, what we made the decision to do is leave the video up, but update the description, because for whatever reason, it wouldn't allow us to pin a comment inside of the actual video. So we went back and I typed up the update. So I'll read it for anybody who didn't get a chance to see it. I said, we operate in truth and transparency on our platform, and it seems like this video didn't go as planned. Our goal was to add a little to no commentary. We only wanted to ask the questions that people from both sides wanted to know. So we went through our inbox, we made a list of everything said, and then we went live. The goal was for us to give a non-biased perspective. Our intention is to never offend or say anything mean or messy towards anyone, especially those that we care about. In parentheses, all parties involved. We spoke with Carmen prior to the video, and we spoke with her afterwards. Sean and I are not perfect, but we are adults. This has been poor judgment on our part. Instead of deleting the video and burying our mistake, we stand in it, we own it, and we learn from what we said. We listen to our community. Thank you for holding us to a higher standard. The absolute best is yet to come, but even we have work to do.
There you have it.
Yeah. So the purpose of this video is because we know how these social media streets work. You can update a video with the description. Everybody don't read the video. And if you've already seen the video, you might have no reason to double back to it. But at least if we do another video, it's saying, yo, we may have put a bad taste in your mouth. We may have said something, or we may have taken something too far. And that was an error on our part. As the leader of my family and as the leader of our company, I take ownership for that. That's not a we mistake, that's an I mistake. And leadership is about being transparent. And so I will say, again, for the best friends, for people who, rock with both of our companies, CandySincerityJohnson.com and SincerityJohnson.com, we apologize to you guys, because if we misrepresented our organizations incorrectly, then we apologize for that. If we offended Carmen, if we offended Tay, if we offended Karina, if we offended Stephanie, if we offended the Gibsons, anybody whose name came up, anybody, if we missed anybody, if anybody's name came up on last night's live and they found fault in anything that we said or that we did, we apologize for that.
Absolutely.
We apologize for that. So,
and it's one of those things where comedians, and we're not claiming to be comedians, but comedians come across it all the time. Think about comedians who make a joke and then they get backlash for it, and they're like, because people are like, how could you joke about something like that? It's kind of the same thing. Like when I say that the intention was not to offend anybody, the intention was not to offend anybody. And if that's what it came across, that's the reason why we're standing in it now, and we will always stand in it. We've had to do it with Sincerity Johnson. If we messed up on somebody's order, we've stood in it. If something happened with, when something went awry with Candy's last masterclass where I failed to record it, we stood in it. We stand in whatever happens, and our biggest goal is we can't tell somebody else to say, hey, you need to own your mistakes, you need to stand in it, you need to be honest and transparent, if we're not willing to do the same thing.
Yeah, Solanda said, but it's the talk of the Facebook town. It is. And so what happens, Solanda, let me address what you said. Your comment is very true. So what happens is you have a bunch of people who have never seen us before, right? They've never seen us, and maybe the one video that we did go live with Carmen, they didn't see that video. So a lot of people are like, y'all claim to have been, cool with her, but then now you bashing her. Now y'all no different than everybody else. They're not privy to the fact that we sat on the phone for over an hour and a half with her yesterday. They're not privy to the fact that she called us today. They're not privy to that, right? And so oftentimes it's not about what happens, it's how can you respond to it? What can you prove, right? It's not about what happened, it's about what can you prove or what can you show. And so if we don't show the whole story, then all you have to judge us on is the part that you know or whatever. And so that's just, that's that. So yeah. Absolutely. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add?
Not that I can think of. There have been several people that are like, they're new to the platform, they appreciate us, they're following us now and things like that. So we appreciate each and every one of you guys. For anybody that has joined us recently and you're new to our platform, we invite you to stay. We invite you to see more of what we're actually about, because we're not just about, this situation. And so, that's all that we had to say in regards to it. We just had to own in it and stand in it and move on.
Yeah. Carla said a lot of these creators need to apologize. It's just too messy. Yeah. Well, everybody's different. So what works for one person may not work for another person. But our apology, like I said, it's twofold. It's to the people who we spoke about, and then it's also to, the people who saw it, who felt some kind of way. Because again, like I said, you guys are a part of our community. So anybody who's a part of, the best friends, then we owe you that. Because, if you're going to be a part of the community, you want to make sure the person who is leading the community or the voice of the community, you want to make sure they're not misstepping. Because at the end of the day, the goal is never to tear anybody down. We take no pride of tearing anybody down, especially people from our community. We love our community. We love everybody, but we love our community. But at the end of the day, would I say that this is the last video about this topic? Absolutely not. This is one of the hottest things that people are talking about right now. This is why you see so many people on social media doing reactions to it or talking about it or whatever, right? So, it's one of those situations where there's a lot for all of us to learn from this particular subject. And so it's very, very natural when you go live and you're spending time with your community to talk about what everybody's talking about. But our apology comes from a place of, not that we're not going to talk about it again, but our apology comes from a place of, we need to be more mindful about how our jokes or how our words or whatever may land on the ears of the people listening and the people who are being spoken about.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Yeah.
Lacey had a question. She wanted to know. She said, "Excuse me, when is the sale over?" So I just wanted to address her question. Lacey, the sale is going to end tomorrow, right, Candy? Because tomorrow's Cyber Monday.
Yeah.
So it'll end tomorrow at midnight Central Standard Time, because we'll carry it over into Cyber Monday, and then that'll be it. But thank you so much for asking.
Yeah. Did you have anything? And again, thank you everybody for the stars. There were a couple people who gave stars. For whatever reason, it's not letting me see it on this side. But
I can't see it either.
Okay. We'll probably see it, when we log back in. But yeah. So for the people who are not following us, we encourage you to do so. Follow the Candy Sincerity Johnson page. I talk about all things money. Follow the Sincerity Johnson page for the ladies that love to shop. Sean, you want to talk about Sincerity Johnson?
Yeah, so if you like to shop and get you a nice little treat for yourself or do a little bit of Christmas shopping, you can go to Sincerity Johnson. I joined under that page, and then the website is sincerityjohnson.com.
Yeah. So did you want to tell them what Sincerity Johnson is?
Yes, I'm sorry. So Sincerity Johnson is our fashion brand. We sell women's handbags and accessories. So our mission is to help you look amazing on the outside, even though you're gorgeous on your own, and feel awesome on the inside by being a part of our community.
That's right. Well, we hope you guys have a good night. That's it as it relates to this video. We just literally wanted to address this to answer any questions that you guys have. What we typically do, did you want to take a couple questions?
Sure. If there's anybody that has any questions, feel free. We'll take 3 questions, and then we'll address those, and then we will call it an evening.
That's it. That's right. Yeah.
So just let us know if you have questions. Just drop them down there in the comments. Probably questions for us more so than anything, because clearly we can't answer questions for anybody else.
Yeah, we can't speak on anybody's behalf. Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Watana. I appreciate that, my love.
Yeah. And shout out to all of the best friends. I've seen a lot of best friends in the comments.
Right. Yeah. Phyllis, you can never get on the website. Let me respond to your comment, and then it should take you right there. I'll just do that while we're waiting for individuals to put any questions in the comments if they have any.
Gwendolyn said, why are y'all talking about it?
Give me just a second. So the reason why we're talking about it, Gwendolyn, I appreciate your question. The reason why we initially talked about it was to give a different perspective to the situation that was at hand. So the very first question, or the very first video that we did, it was titled The Financial Response. And it was Candy, as being a business coach and a financial coach, giving a financial perspective, looking at it from a completely different lens, not taking any sides or doing anything of that nature. And so anytime that we address a subject, it's to give a different perspective. A lot of times it's to look at it from a more business/financial perspective, to pull out lessons that can either be learned by other business owners and entrepreneurs, or other people that may be in similar situations. And so most of the times when we address any type of hot topic or current event or something like that, that's the reason why we address a certain topic. Thank you so much for asking.
And did anybody else have any questions?
Oh, thank you, Watana. Okay. But I think that is it. I don't see any other questions. I'll give it a couple more moments. I know sometimes it's a little delayed. And then we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right. Well, you guys know we read the comments. So if you think of something afterwards, feel free to drop it down in the comment section. And if we're able to answer the particular question, then we will do that. But
can I address one of the comments?
Yeah.
So Ms. Deborah said, I think it's all so messy, you don't know the truth. So here's what I'll say to a lot of people. The word, I hate that the word messy has entered into the community. Can I be honest? We wear that word out. The word has no more elastic in it. Okay. So because somebody is talking about what's very popular or trending does not make the person messy. We're just simply responding. It's no different than, you watch the news, right? When you watch the news, the people on the news are just simply reporting what happened. They didn't go out there and shoot nobody. They didn't hurt anybody. They didn't run over, somebody's dog or something in the road. They're simply responding to what happened. Larry Reed is a vlogger that responds to things that happen. Tasha K does it. There's so many people who do it, and there's a lot of coaches and consultants that now do it, and they use what's trending and what's catching the attention of the people to now teach about financial literacy and entrepreneurship, which is what my wheelhouse is, right? And so it's almost like, for me as a consultant, it's very much so like putting the medicine in the candy. If the people are eating the candy, but they need the medicine, then why not put the medicine inside the candy? If the people are enjoying talking about trending topics, why not talk about the trending topics, but say, hey, family, let's figure out how we can, also start a business online from home, making, 40, 50, $60,000. This don't have to just be a conversation where we talking about somebody else doing it. Let's talk about how we did it. Let me walk you through the steps. Let me introduce you to this masterclass, etc. It's a pivot. It's an opportunity. But far too often, we come and we get sound bites and then we place judgment. And I'm not saying that this is what happened, but I'm saying we do this far too often in our community. We hear somebody speaking on a topic and then we do exactly what we're judging them for doing. You're saying that I don't know the truth, but you don't know me, right? So you don't know what I know. You don't know, in fairness, you don't know what I know. And so out of respect for everybody, again, this is the platform that's going to challenge you to think different. I don't do group think. And that's what makes us different than everybody else. I don't think like everybody else. I don't, whatever the masses are going towards, oftentimes I challenge all of that. And so that's what this platform is built for. And so if it's not a fit, which it may not be a fit for everybody, then that's where you find the platform or the community that is, respectfully. Mm-hmm. But if it is a fit, that's when you like and follow and say, I like y'all. You know what I'm saying? I can be a part of the best friends. Yeah. But respectfully, we're not for everybody.
Nope.
And you're not for everybody. And so, again, just like corporate America said, if it's not a match, right? If it's not a match, we will never force ourselves on anybody, but we welcome everybody. And it's a difference between the two.
Absolutely.
Mic drop.
Very well said. Let me see. Gwen said, did Carmen and Tae get upset with you about last night's live? As far as we know, no. We did talk to Carmen earlier today. So as far as I know, no. However, sometimes you may be upset with a friend or something like that and may not necessarily say anything in the moment. So, but as far as we know, no.
Yeah. So I don't know. And it's crazy because a lot of people were tagging them in the video, which we're fine with, but, it's one of those situations where, like I said, we only cover the topics that are important to the people who follow us. We cover the topics that the people say that they want to hear more about. So we listen. We're very, very diligent about listening to our community. And as it relates to us delivering content, people say, hey, I understand, Candace, that you do business coaching. I understand that you guys have financial conversations. What do you think about what's going on over here with La Truth and his wife? What do you think that's going on over here with this person and this person? And when you start hearing that same message from multiple people within your community, then yeah, that's the topics to cover. Mm-hmm. Because people want to know what we think about it, and people want to not only dissect it for the purposes of being messy, but people also want to know what's something that we can learn from this. We're watching other people go through something, but for the people who are spiritual in nature, are we just designed as humans to watch other people go through a struggle, or can we learn something from their situation? Is their test a testimony that we can learn from? You don't always have to go through stuff in order to get the lesson. Sometimes you can get the lesson by seeing what happens to your sister or your brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very well said.
All right. Well, that is it. That's all. If you guys have any questions, you guys know how to reach us. Follow Sincerity Johnson on Facebook and Instagram. Follow Candy Sincerity Johnson on Facebook and Instagram. We look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. We love you. And as always, the absolute best is yet to come. But baby, we got work to do. Have a good night.
Good night, guys.